Hey everyone, so today's video is kind of a special one. I just recently got upgraded to a official content creator for Awaken Chaos Era, and with that we get these special privileges where these new heroes that are being released, we get them for a limited amount of time so we can show you, what they're capable of. To an extent, I will say. The issue is as you can see here, we get them as a 2-star level 1, and we have to sink in all of our resources to upgrade them, so they don't come with glyphs or abilities or anything like that, so we kind of have to be prepared to do that. That is annoying. I wish they would give them to us fully ascended with the glyphs and mastery books so you can see their full potential, but limit us to not be able to use them in any kind of ranked setting, just like in adventure mode or something, or friendly battles against our friends. But anyway, I digress. So these are the 3 new heroes that are going to be released, I think in less than about 15 hours from the making of this video. Yeah. So there's going to be a special banner. It's a season hero banner, and that hero is going to be Rosalie. So Rosalie, on this banner, you're going to have a 50% chance to get her on the first time you summon a legendary, and if you didn't get her on that summon, the very next time you summon a legendary, you will be guaranteed to get her. So if you have 200 yellow stones, you're going to be guaranteed to get her. This is always a nice event for the community because the season heroes tend to be very strong, and the fact that you are guaranteed to get them is nice. So anyway, look forward to that, and I hope you get lucky and maybe some Rosalie on your first legendary pulled. So I will make videos on these other 2, but I took a little poll on our guild community, and people wanted to see Rosalie first. So let's talk about her. So she has this trait called Havoc's Scythe, where she gains 1 stack of block at the start of the battle, which means she'll take 15% reduced damage on the very first attack that she gets hit on. Block is pretty good. It also got buffed recently where it can't be removed. It's not treated as like a removable buff. It only gets removed whenever they're attacked. So block is strong. I will say, though, that 1 stack of it is kind of irrelevant. So this isn't great, but she does get more when she's ascended, but I'll talk about that in a second. And then when attacking, if this hero has Fire Scythe, now this is what's unique about her. If she has Fire Scythe, she ignores 50% of the target's defense. And if this hero has Frost Scythe, she deals 50% splash damage to other enemies. Really cool mechanic here. I really like this. I like it in testing. And just the uniqueness of it is pretty cool. So you'll see on her basic, her ultimate, and even her passive, whenever she is attacking a wood hero, she has this Fire Scythe, or light and dark, or water. She'll have Fire Scythe. Because she is a fire element hero, she will start the battle with Fire Scythe. So baseline, she's ignoring 50% of anyone's defense that she's attacking, which is really strong trait. I mean, ignoring 50% defense with no prerequisite is I don't know. It's kind of nutty in my opinion. It's pretty big power creep. And then if she attacks a fire hero, she turns to water, so she has this advantage, elemental advantage against them. It's really cool. Really cool. She covers 2 different elements in one hero. Yeah, so I like that. And then if she's ascended, ascended 5, which is always a bummer, but it is what it is, she will get those 2 additional stacks of block, so her first attack taken is then 45% reduced damage. That's pretty good. And it might warrant running her in Dragon Scale to make her a bruiser. So that's interesting. And then on top of that, it says if this hero has an elemental advantage, launches a bonus attack with her special ability, which we'll get to, and it's very good. Very strong Ascension, because she'll have elemental advantage against 2 different elements. She'll have it against wood, and she'll have it against fire as well. So she'll always be doing a bonus attack against those 2 elements, which is crazy. There's no cooldown to this. Anytime she attacks them, she's always going to be doing a bonus attack with her special ability. It's very cool. So here's her basic. She gains Fire Scythe or Frost Scythe according to the enemy's element stats. So it's what I mentioned in her trait. If she attacks, a wood hero, light, dark, or water in her basic state, which is Fire Scythe, it stays fire and she's ignoring defense. But if she attacks a fire hero, she then turns to water, deals 120% damage, and then gains an additional stack of that block that we saw on her trait here to take even more reduced damage. So it's pretty good basic. Nothing to write home about, but solid. She then has this passive where when she's attacked by a wood or fire hero, she then switches to Fire or Frost Scythe and then launches a counterattack with the special ability. So before I show you the special ability, one thing to mention here is before she's attacked, I'm pretty sure she switches here. So it makes her the weak advantage to the hero. Pretty cool. And then this is her special ability, where it removes 1 negative effect on this hero and deals 120% damage to the attacker and recovers health. And the healing scales based on her attack. This special ability is nuts. There's no cooldown on it again, right? She's removing any negative effect on her and healing herself. So it's crazy. The fact that when she's ascended, anytime she's attacking a fire hero or a wood hero, that she's automatically going into this is awesome. It's awesome. If she is ascended, I think a dragon scale set probably makes the most sense just because she has the blocks, she has the healing. It just makes her very tanky. So very cool. And then she has this ultimate ability where she has that Fire Scythe, Frost Scythe thing, like in her basic and passive. Deals 240% damage and then gains invincible for 1 turn. But if she killed somebody, she gets it for 2 turns. So when they first released the kind of sneak peek of this character's kit, I was a little skeptical because there was a couple things missing. One, it mentioned the special ability, but they didn't say what the special ability did, so I couldn't give an honest assessment. And then I saw this invincible, and I wasn't sure if it was this invincible or the other invincible. So there's 2 types of invincible in this game. The first one is this one, where if it's up, she just doesn't take any damage. It doesn't get removed until her turn comes up, or they remove it with some kind of, buff stripper, right? And then there's another type of invincible, which is like Anjo Costa, which we just reviewed, where it says, upon taking a valid hit, it's removed. So this invincible is much worse, right? You get 1 free hit, and then it's gone. But on Rosalie, she has the one that doesn't get removed. So this gives her sustain. It allows her to kind of tank hits, make things really awkward for your opponent. I'll mention right now, this is great against Neros, right? Because Nero is usually built very slow, and he does these huge nukes. But it's not going to matter because Rosalie is going to have up invincible. So very strong ultimate. On top of that, 240% damage is a nice multiplier. And if she's in Fire Scythe, she's ignoring 50% of the defense with that strong multiplier. So the kit is very, very good. Okay? On paper. In practice, it's also good, but I will talk about her relevancy within the meta being a fire hero. So let's take a look at her stats real quick. So she is not booked. She's not ascended, right? She is level 70, which does give her, some stat boost. But she's got 4.6 attack, 263 crit damage, 203 speed. This isn't anything to write home about with additional ascensions in books. I think this character is going to be deadly. Like, deadly. But for now, I have her in Assassin to show you this. I do think I'm going to try and pull enough to get her Ascended 5, to be honest, because I think this hero is going to be extremely relevant in the meta. So, let's talk about her in the meta real quick before we go into Arena. Okay? As you'll see here, and this was kind of brought up by one of the people in the community, if you just look at the meta, there's a lot of light and dark heroes, right? There's not a whole lot of wood. There's not a whole lot of fire heroes in the meta. It's all kind of light and dark heroes. So the trait ability of turning to Fire and Frost Scythe isn't extremely relevant in RTA. It is, I guess, a little more manageable in regular Arena, but from an RTA perspective, what she's doing is she's able to hit pretty hard against like tanky heroes like Corrupt Orak because she's ignoring 50% defense. So I think there is some relevancy there. I think she's going to be a really hard hitter, similar to, Alicia, which is the same elemental advantage as Rosalie. So I think she's going to be similar to Alicia in that role. Alicia is faster and whatever, but I think Rosalie has a little bit more sustain. Where I think Rosalie shines is she's able to counter two really big heroes in the meta, which is Ashlyn and Baron. So Ashlyn has this 2-turn stun where with Rosalie's passive, she's going to remove the stun and then counterattack and heal. So that's pretty awesome. And then, like I said, against Baron has this huge nuke on her ultimate, but her passive then launches a bonus attack if 4 or more enemies are still alive after her first attack. What Rosalie is going to do is she's going to counterattack Baron after her first attack and hopefully kill her before she does her bonus attack on the passive. So that's where I think her relevancy comes in, is against those two heroes. Now, in regards to fire element, because she also, has heals and counterattacks there, Brand is somewhat relevant in the meta. Geralt is somewhat relevant in the meta. Ralph, Girinal, Alicia obviously is pretty meta. She's very meta, actually. Not pretty meta. The other ones are kind of pretty meta. I don't even know what that meant. Kind of pretty meta. Either way, Rosalie does have some advantages against the fire heroes, but they're not as relevant in the meta as Ashlyn and Baron. And then, like I said, against light and dark heroes, she's going to be ignoring those 50% defense. So maybe she can one-shot, heroes like SSA. Maybe she can one-shot heroes like Holy Armor Virgil. Time will tell. Right now, though, I've got some pedestrian numbers on her from a kit perspective, but let's see if we can find anyone to kind of showcase against. So here, let's take Baron, for example, right? Okay, so can we survive this? Maybe let's bring in Jonathan just in case. And then I'll bring in... Yeah, that was probably fine. We'll bring in Brand. Okay, so what I'm trying to showcase here is, one, I think she's going to be the fastest. Brand might be the fastest. I don't know. But whenever Baron goes, even if this character is stunned or taunted, if she has one of those negative effects on, whenever Baron attacks her, she's going to counter attack. And hopefully, hopefully kill her on that counterattack. She doesn't have great stats, so she might not be able to kill her, but let's try and put this into practice and see if it works. Me not being able to edit videos kind of hurts sometimes. Okay, so she has taunt, so here goes Baron. Okay, so here's her counterattack. So it was close, right? But what you want to be able to do is have enough attack on her to counterattack Baron and kill her before that second attack goes off. But as you saw there, she was close to being dead, counterattacked, and healed. So that was really cool. So here, she is in that fire scythe, right? She's in fire, which means she's ignoring defense. Now, it just so happens that one of the more relevant characters in the meta, Zoltan, has this huge defense boost, right? But because she's in fire scythe, she's going to be ignoring 50% of his defense. So, as I mentioned before, she does have these pedestrian numbers. I don't know what it's going to do, but just imagine her ascended and booked, right? Where she has 6,000 attack and, I don't know, 350% crit damage, right? This Zoltan, I don't think would stand a chance, but let's see what she can do here. Yeah, so, I mean, look at that. That was... Oh, wow, that is very low HP. But still, doing half the amount of damage on Zoltan is pretty good. He did steal her invincible, which wasn't very nice of him. But anyway, so yeah, that's the defense ignoring potential that she has against the light and darks for sure. The counterattack potential on people like Baron and Ashlyn is definitely relevant. And you'll see here, this invincibility, it doesn't get removed whenever Zoltan was attacked. So she would have that if he didn't steal it, right? So that's kind of relevant. I will showcase just the healing one more time whenever Baron goes again. So let's bring this back around. Okay, so Baron's about to go. Ooh! Oh, you saw the counterattack there. Ooh, okay. Man, dang it. Okay, too many things going on. So there's Baron. There's the big counterattack again. So, yeah, counterattack's really relevant. Here's a really nice example as well of her splash damage. So, right now she is that fire element, right? Fire Scythe. But whenever she targets a fire hero, like Hassel, she's going to switch to water. You'll see it here. Attack Hassel and then do splash damage to the rest of the team. So, right there. Killed Hassel, switched to the water element, and then did the splash damage to the rest of the team. Pretty neat. So I'm going to back out here because I don't want this person to lose. So that was a really, really nice showcase, actually. I'm glad they had like all of the relevant heroes in there. So her damage is pretty good. I think, she probably warrants some books, I would guess, in my opinion. For me, it's funny. A lot of people always ban Alicia whenever I'm in RTA, so having another relevant fire damage dealer is kind of nice. So let's trial this against Ashlyn and see if we can do some counterattacks. Whenever I was doing this off recording, for some reason, Rosalie was not removing the stun, and I thought it was bugged. So we'll see here. I will bring in Jocasta, though, to remove the taunt, because I want to test some things here. Okay, so she starts out as that fire element. She is going to go before Ashlyn, which might not be a problem. So let's see who Arya taunts. Okay, so here we have defense down and increased damage. she is that fire element. So I'm going to attack Dark Dragon as Rena because I want Ashlyn to go. Because I want to see if she's going to counter. So she one-shot DDA, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so counter, and she did remove one of those buffs. So I don't know if something got fixed or what, but when I was doing it off screen, it wasn't working. But it seems to be working now. Unless it was just, like, I don't know, really, really unfortunate. But as you see here, she one-shot DDA, right? So she had that invincible up for 2 turns. Sadly, Florence removed it. But right now, she's water element. You'll see whenever she attacks Ashlyn, she's going to switch to fire before she does it, so she'll be ignoring 50% defense. So there's the switch, and there's the 50% defense. Ignore. So pretty cool. I really like this here. I think she's going to be a menace whenever she's fully booked. And if she's ascended, like, I think she's going to be one of the more relevant units in the meta. So, yeah, this is kind of what I have to showcase here. I think she's got a lot of potential. I will say, if you haven't checked out Zulis's video yet, you should go check him out. He showed this character in dungeons, which I think is going to be huge for new players, for sure. I'm kind of just showing her from a PvP perspective because that's what I care about. But he did a very good showcase on the dungeons. So, yeah, go check him out. I do think this character is 100% worth summoning for, though. Like, even to just get the 1 copy, maybe if you don't want to book her or whatever, if you're limited on your resources, don't wail out. But at the same time, at least get the 1 copy. I think she's extremely relevant in dungeons, for sure. Particularly in the Ash Magisteria dungeon, which is the best dungeon. So if you pull a character, guaranteed that is going to carry you in Ash. No spoilers, but go check out, like I said, Zulis's video. He showcases her there, and she's crazy good. Yeah, just for that reason, for new players, you should be pulling. And then for the endgame players, like myself, I think she's just another weapon, another tool to take down some tank teams, to be relevant against Light and Dark, and then to counter, relevant heroes like Ashlyn Baron. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck on pulling Rosalie. See ya.